Alright, welcome back everybody to this channel. I am Mr. TJ, and I am here to talk to you about what classes a blind person should be able to play in Diablo 4. Now, I just did a whole 17-minute recording on blind players playing endgame material in Diablo, so I'll upload that before this probably. However, what class should a blind person play to start with? Now, depends on your power fantasy. Do you want to be a sorcerer slinging fireballs and electric balls and ice storms around the screen? Play Sork. If you want to be summoning the dead, using blood to your advantage and pulling enemies to the corpse to explode it, you got necromancers. If you want to be a quick, agile rogue, throwing daggers everywhere, shooting crossbows, and going invisible, sneak attacking, you got the rogue. If you want the big, brawler, no subtlety, jump in there, start swinging an axe, you got the barbarian. And then the druid, kind of a mix between a sorcerer and a barbarian, and maybe a little bit of necro. What I mean is, druid is a melee class in which you can shapeshift into a werewolf, a werebear. You can have earth skills and storm skills. So you have about a bit of sorcery there. So, which one's your power fantasy, right? That's the question you gotta answer. Do you want to play a sword? You want to, the magic caster? Do you want to be the summoner? So, all in all, for me personally, I think I'm gonna start with druid, beat the campaign with druid, and then from there probably go for the campaign with another class. Probably sorcerer, barbarian, then rogue, then necro. I'm not sure yet entirely. However, the druid looks like a lot of fun because we got the shape-shifting werewolf stuff with storm claws and earth spells, and the druid looks cool simply because we've seen the sorcerer before Diablo 3. They're pretty much the same as a wizard. Barbarian, literally same class as Diablo 3, only slightly different, slightly tweaked for this game. Rogue, pretty much a demon hunter with a pretty much demon hunter, and that's pretty much what they are. Necro, literally same as a necro in Diablo 3. So pretty much Druid's the only new class, and that was the last one that we saw. Druid was, I think, the Lord of Destruction expansion for Diablo 2. So for me, I'm probably gonna, even though I know Claw and all the werewolf skills aren't so hot when you're just leveling, I am gonna go for it. Even if it's gonna be a struggle, I want the fantasy of being a werewolf man because I like werewolves. They're scary, but I like them. They're fun. So as far as what other blind people should play, it's on to you, because it really is up to you. Because for me, I've been playing RPGs for a while. I mean, the main one I've been playing was Diablo 3, but I've dabbled here and there with other ones like Path of Exile. But for blind people, what would be the easiest class to play? You can't see. This is going off. This is assuming you can't see the game at all. You're relying on the TTS. You're relying on the sound effects. Excuse me. I would probably say either the necromancer, because the summoner, the summoned skeletons and minions and stuff will just attack for you, right? Or the sorcerer, because the sorcerer, you can kind of just stay back and just throw things at mobs and elites and just blow up the screen. You do have to aim a little bit, but it shouldn't be a big deal, because you can clearly hear directions enemies are coming from. Same with God, right? That way you can, okay, this is a big pack, let me chuck a fireball, right? I think the sorcerer, honestly, is going to be the easiest experience for a new blind player to Diablo. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. The hardest, probably the barbarian or druid, honestly, because the rogue, necro, and sork all have options at range. They all have, the rogue and sork both have great mobility, so you can close gaps. And they both, the rogue and sork, they both have pretty solid damage regardless of what you do. You can't really mess up a rogue sorcerer too much. A necro doesn't really have the mobility, but they have the panic oh shit button pretty much with blood mist. So that could be good for blind people. Oh shit, I don't know what's happening. Let me just hit this button. I'm in mirror for 2 seconds. Screw you. Bye. Barbarians and druids, they're inherently regardless of vision or no vision, melee classes in RPGs usually are hard anyway because bosses aren't designed around them. Like, you guys always have to close the gaps. Like, melee classes inherently are harder to play than ranged classes, regardless of what people think. That's just how it is. Especially leveling. Maybe endgame material with enough uniques and abilities and stuff, maybe they're fine. But early leveling, no, dude, this is a struggle. Like, even like I was playing a barb with two other people, and I mentioned this in the other video, but I was playing a barb with two people who cleared the dungeon. Dude, I was struggling to keep up a little bit because like they're like zooming and I'm over here like just walking. I'm like, I can't do nothing. But also I don't think I had to leap on or charge or anything, so I didn't have any mobility. I think, but the point being, I think Sork's gonna be the go-to. I might be wrong for all I know, right? Maybe blind people pick up the game and be like, I want to play Barbarian, right? Because the other side of it as well is like Barbarian, the idea of that power fantasy is appealing to a lot of people, especially if they're new to ARPGs. Like, okay, well, the barb's simple because I walk in there and smash things, right? So like, people like that. People like the simplicity of it. Boom, just pick the barb, just start swinging. Maybe you got to catch up a bit, but you can still swing. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think it'll be Sork or barb? Like, what do you guys think a blind person should start with? Like, what would be the easiest to start with? And if you're blind or vision impaired, let me know. What do you guys think? Do you want to start with a hard class? Do you just want to play the fantasy of being a lightning werewolf or whatever power fantasy you got? Let me know. Hope you all enjoy. See you guys next time.